don't know what the country of the Huron is, but I do know that I would rather go there than to an earthly paradise. It is not fitting that everyone should know how much heavenly light one finds in the thick darkness of this barbarism. We would have too many persons wishing to come here.
They were called soldiers of Christ. The Jesuit missionaries were spread over half the earth. Now they plan to bring the word of the Christian God to the 25,000 souls of Huronia.
The fathers whom God shall call to the holy mission of the Hurons ought to exercise careful foresight in regard to all the hardships, annoyances, and perils that must be encountered. For leaving a highly civilized community, you fall into the hands of barbarous people who care but little for your philosophy or your theology and utterly despise you.
The Huron have their own gods and aren't interested. The Champlain had insisted, no black robes, no trade. The first Jesuits, like Jean de Brébeuf, have trouble even reaching Huronia.
The Hurons would have been very willing to take some Frenchmen who were well armed, but they did not want these long robes who carried no guns. They only wanted to take 3. 2 young Frenchmen and one of ours. We promise we will paddle, we give presents, we insist as much as we can. The Huron will not take any more.
It is a meeting of 2 different worlds, 2 alien cultures. The Jesuits find it hard to give up their European ways.
For want of a table and household utensils, we eat on the ground. We have neither salt, oil, fruits, bread, nor wine except what we keep for the Mass. Our bed is made with a piece of bark upon which we put a blanket. We have no sheets to speak of. The smoke fills the whole cabin and spoils everything that we keep. At night, we have no other light except that of the fire in the cabin, which permits us to recite our breviary.
As more Jesuits arrive, they build permanent missions in Huronia, the biggest at Sainte Marie. They bring young Frenchmen with them as servants, including 16-year-old Charles Lemoyne and Pierre Boucher, only 15. Boucher is fascinated by the Huron beliefs.
They believe in the immortality of the soul, and that after death it goes to a beautiful country. They have a number of fables that they relate. They have knowledge of spirits and a great aversion to sorcerers. They are very superstitious and have faith in their dreams. This is what gives the most trouble to the Jesuit fathers who try to instruct them.
There are few conversions, but each one is carefully recorded. Every year, the Jesuit superior in Quebec issues a report on their activities. The relation of the most remarkable events in the missions of the Company of Jesus in New France. It is a compelling account of their triumphs and tribulations.
I learned on a bit of bark that the demons in Huronia were let loose and were powerfully opposing our plans. Turning it all over in my mind, I found myself amazed at the greatness of God. For the bloodier a battle is, the nobler the victory, and the more glorious the triumph.
News of the Jesuits' missionary work among the Huron translated into Latin, Italian, and German, reaches devout Catholics all over Europe.
I learned through my eyes and my ears how France was on fire for us, and how the upper countries of the savages were nothing but ice. I read on one side that the great of the earth were giving us their hearts for heaven, and that the small of the world, thus I call those who know not God, held us in abhorrence.
The Jesuit stories of suffering and salvation in the dark forests of the New World have a dizzying effect. The ardor they inspire will soon bring a new group of immigrants to New France. The mystics.